everybody, it's Mook007 here again, and today I wanted to show you how to play this really cool game called Ars Alchimia. So this game is for 3 to 4 players, and in this game players are working in an alchemy factory and they are transmuting goods that customers bring them to produce items that the customers want. The game is played over 4 rounds. Each round represents 1 year, and the player who is able to run their alchemy factory the most efficiently will be the winner. And you do this by transmuting goods, which will give you points, as well as employing assistants, and also creating elixirs will also give you points. So whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. To set up the game, each player will get a player board, and they will get 9 of their tokens, and the rest of the tokens will be placed aside, which will be used later. And for a 3-player game, you are going to remove 2 of each token, as well as the colour that is not being used. And you're going to set these coloured cubes on here. The green one is Mana Flower, the blue one is Ancient Snow, and then the red one is Primal Fire. So these will be set on the number 1, and you can tell by the highlighted colour. Then we have 2 more resources here. We have Soul Sand, and everyone will put their white token on 0, as well as elixirs, and that'll also start on 0. The numbers here will represent how many resources you have, and there is a limit to how many resources you have. So if you gain any more than 6, you will just stop at the number 6. To set up the board, you will have several cards to lay out each round. For a 4-player game, you will use all 4 factory cards. They're just numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. And each factory card tells you how many extra pawns you will gain each turn. For a 3-player game, you will remove the number 4 card. In this area, there are 6 spaces for order cards, and they're color-coded by this little color here. So these order cards are in ranks of A, B, and C. C is the lowest rank. So you're going to lay out, down the bottom here, 3 green cards of the rank C, and then 2 of rank B, and 1 of rank A. At the top over here, we have location cards. So these are the ones in white. You're going to lay out 3 location cards, and then the draw deck for the location cards is going over here. In the top left corner over here, we have the forges. Reveal 2 of these, and then the rest will be in a random draw deck over here. Then we have an area here, which is just the fountain. Nothing goes there at the moment. And we will have blue cards, which are the assistant cards. So shuffle these and lay out 2 cards for 3 players. If you have 4 players, you will lay out 1 more card. And then just set these aside. And now you're ready to play. The game is played over 4 rounds, and each round consists of 3 things. So you have the start of a round, you have the main steps, and then you have the end of the round. On the very first round, you will randomly give out 1 of these factory cards to each player. They will determine who goes first. So the number 1 player will go first, then the number 2, then number 3. And you will also pick up the number of factory workers indicated here. So in this case, I'm going 3rd, and I will get 3 factory workers from the pool over there and add it into my area. The factory workers you gain from the pool will stay around for the rest of the game. If you have any assistants in your play area, you need to assign 1 of the workers here to oversee the assistants. So if you decide you're not going to assign a worker, these cards will go away. In the main phase, when it's your turn, you can place as many workers as you have, and place them in the rectangle areas. You can only place workers in one location each turn. In order to place them, you need to check what the minimum amount of workers is. The minimal amount of workers you must place is the number of workers already in that location plus 1. If I were to place here, there are currently 2 yellow workers here. So I would need to place 3 or more to use that ability. Now, once I've placed my workers there, these workers will move over to the fountain. So if I were to place here, I could place, the minimal number of workers is 1. Okay, so I could place 1 or more here. And over here, I have to place at least 2 workers because there's 1 already there. So basically, I would kick him out and do that. When placing in a location to gather a resource, you can either place it on one of these revealed locations or in the random location, and then you will follow its effect. You will gain these resources on your board. In order to get this bonus, I will need to roll this number or higher, and I will get whatever the bonus says over there. So I will roll the dice, and I get a bonus for each worker that I've placed there above the minimal workers. I will get a +2 bonus on my dice. 6, which is over the number 5, and I will get a primal fire. In the orders location, if you place your workers here, you can pick up one of these cards. At the beginning of the game, you're only allowed to take orders from the rank C section, which are the green cards. And once you've finished one rank C, then you can start taking from rank B and then rank A. After taking a card from the orders, make sure you refill the empty space. There are 4 things on here that are of importance. You have the number up here, which is the victory points. You have the information here about what you need to collect to fulfill this order. You have the ranking down here. This is rank C, the easiest ranking. And you can tell as well by the color, it's green, it's the easiest one. This symbol tells you the type of order this is. After I've taken the order, I will place it in my play area up here. You only have 3 spaces to take orders, but some assistants will allow you to have extra orders. If you would like to take an assistant, place your workers under the card that you want. Remember, you must always count the minimum number of workers. So in this case, yellow must place 2 workers here, at least 2 workers. Take the card, and that effect is active immediately. Occasionally you will need to activate these abilities, so you can tilt the card to represent that you've activated the ability. There is no limit to how many assistants you can have, so you can try and get as many as you want. And remember, assistants will give you points at the end of the game. The last thing you can do on your turn is to go to the forge up here and transmute your resources to fulfill one of your orders. In order to do that, you will need to place a worker in the area that you want. There are 3 areas available. There's a random one and 2 open ones. The minimal worker placement rule also applies in this area. So you could potentially put more workers there and hopefully try to block people out. This is what a forge card looks like. So you have the name and image and symbols down here. These symbols will represent how many times you can transmute something. And you also get a bonus as well if you roll over this. In this case, yellow only has 1 order to fulfill, so they can do 1 order and 2 elixirs. Elixirs are worth points at the end of the game. So they would pay 3 manas here, 1, 2, 3, and convert 2 different resources to create 1 elixir, and they can do it 1 more time. Okay, and now this is fulfilled, and that becomes your victory points. Don't forget to give yourself some points on the score track for the order that you've transmuted. So in this case, 4 points goes to yellow. Now, in order to get the bonus down here, you will need to roll the dice and get 4 or higher. So in this case, anytime you transmuted, you will only roll the dice once. Since yellow transmuted 3 times this turn, they transmuted a rank C and also elixirs. If they rolled over this number, they would get 1 victory point for each of the transmutations. At the end of the round, once everyone has passed, or you've decided not to place out all your workers, return all the workers to your area. If you have any assistants that you've used and turned to the side, refresh them and turn them back. Then shuffle all the face-up cards and place them at the bottom of the deck. After 4 rounds, final scoring is calculated. Any unfilled orders will give you minus half its points, rounded down. So if I did not fulfill this order, I would be minus 5 points on the score track. Players will get a bonus depending on how many orders of the same type they fulfilled. If you fulfill 1 order of one type, you get 0 points, a 0 bonus. If you fulfill 2 of the same type, you get 1 bonus point. 3 of the same type is 3 bonus points. 4 of the same type is 6 bonus points. 5 is 9 bonus points, and 6 is 12 bonus points. And lastly, you will get 1 extra point for each elixir you have. So in this case I had 4, so I would add 4 to my points on the score track, as well as any assistance that I still have employed here. And since I have 2, that would be 2 more points. And whoever has the most points is the winner. Ars Alchimia is a really fun game. There's a lot to think about and a lot to do. And having so many workers is really awesome. So usually in a Euro style game, you might be limited to 2 workers and then you only have 1 or 2 actions. But in this game, you can get a lot of workers and you have to decide how many workers will you put out. If you put out more workers, then you might get less actions. But if you put out more workers, you might be able to block someone. And the game is pretty easy to teach. So I think anyone can learn this game. It's a lot of fun. The thing about the minimal workers thing, you might have to reread the rules a bit to understand that, because there's a little bit of calculation for that. The art on this game looks amazing and everything is so colourful and eye-catching that I think it'll really draw people into this alchemy world. So I hope you can get a chance to check out this game and give it a go. Thanks for watching my videos. Feel free to comment below and I'll see you next time. Bye!